So hi guys, this is your Nithilan Dhandapani. So today's topic is all about the world is not short of any tales that is very strange, unbelievable stories. Almost around all the parts of the world have some stories that is totally unbelievable, but it is believed that it had happened in the ancient periods. So if we come to India, India is never short of any such kind of stories. We have tons and tons of stories that are totally unbelievable, but still it is considered that had happened in our ancient period. So we are going to see about one such tale or an epic, right? So from the epic called as Mahabharata. So from Mahabharata we are going to see about one single character who is named as Barbarik. He is considered to be the most powerful warrior in Mahabharata. Mahabharata has the war has been the war had happened for almost 18 days in total, but Barbarik could have finished that particular war in just 1 minute. He was such a powerful warrior, but what had happened to him? Has he really participated in the war? What was he doing in the war? Is it one of the cons that has been pulled by Lord Krishna that made him not participate in the war? So let's answer all these questions in this following video. So we are going to start this video. So we are going to talk about Barbarik today. His name is not mentioned in the actual tales of Mahabharata written by Veda Vyasa. Vyasa didn't write about Barbarik in his Mahabharata, but his name comes in other versions of the Mahabharata. So he is it's more like a folklore. He's not mentioned in the actual scripts of Mahabharata, so it's kind of a folklore. Mahabharata has various other versions around the parts of India. So except Vyasa's Mahabharata, Barbarik comes in all other versions of Mahabharata. He has other names called as Balyadev, Pelasan, and Katushyamji, and Raja Yalampar, and Agasa Bhairavan, and it goes on. He has many names. So he is also known as the son of Kadotkaja and Ahilavati or Maruvi. Kadotkaja is his father and Ahilavati or Maruvi, it's his mother. Also the grandson of Bhima, one of the Panchapandavas. So he is considered the grandson of Bhima. So why is he considered as the most powerful warrior? He is from his childhood. His mother is his guru. She brought him up and she taught him all the the art of warfare and everything. She is his first guru. He was brought up as a warrior from his childhood. He was a great warrior. He possessed all the valors and everything. He is so talented. He's been brought up in such a way that he'll become a valiant warrior someday. So he was brought up in such a way, and he had grown up to be a great warrior, right? So he's also an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. So by seeing his devotion, Lord Shiva gave him 3 arrows, also called as Teen Ban in Hindi. So Teen Ban, Teen means 3, Ban means arrows. So Shiva gave him 3 arrows. There is another story, Ashtadevan, there is one other god. He gave that 3 arrows. So there are 2 versions who gave the 3 arrows. So he is considered the possessor of 3 arrows, also known as Teen Bandhari. Teen means 3, Bandhari, Ban means the arrows, Bandhari means the person who carries 3 arrows, Teen Bandhari. So and the arrows was given by Lord Shiva or Ashtadeva. So either one is true. And the bow is given by Lord Agni, the fire god. With that bow, it was a boon given to him that with that bow he can conquer the entire world. So he has the most powerful bow and most powerful 3 arrows with him. What these arrows can do, with this power of these arrows only, Barbarik was able to defeat any war, not just Mahabharata, any bigger kind of war. He could finish that particular war in 1 minute. We'll see about the powers of that particular arrows, right? So when Barbarik was a well-grown adult, that is the actual time when Mahabharata, the war was about to start. He wants to see that particular war. If necessary, he also want to participate in that war. So he goes to his mother, he seeks for her permission. Her mother gives her permission, but on one condition, that Barbarik has to fight. If he has to fight, the army who is weaker at that particular point. Okay, the Barbarik had promised to his mother, and he goes to the war. At the other side, Lord Krishna goes to Kauravas and Pandavas, asking to know that who is most powerful. He goes to Kauravas and questions Bhishma, asking that how many days would it take to finish this Mahabharata war, and Bhishma says he can finish the war in 20 days. And Dronacharya says he can finish the war in 25 days. And Karnan says he can finish the war in 24 days. He comes to the side of Pandavas. He asks Arjuna, how long will it take to finish this war? And Arjuna says that he can finish this war in 28 days, right? So at that particular time, Barbarik comes to the place where the war is about to happen. Krishna already knew about Barbarik, and he has already heard that Barbarik has come to the place where the war is going to happen. And Krishna really wants to know if Barbarik is so powerful, and he wants to convince him to participate at the side of Pandavas. So he goes to Barbarik, changing his look, disguising himself as a Brahmin. He goes to him and he welcomes him and asks Barbarik that the same question: how long would it take for Barbarik to end the war? And Barbarik says that he could end the war in just 1 minute. Astonished Krishna, he doesn't reveal his astonishment, but still he questions that how it is possible that you could finish the war in just 1 minute. It's such a big war. It is even considered the world war of ancient period. So Krishna asks that how can you finish the war in 1 minute? And Barbarik says that he could finish the war with the help of the 3 arrows, Teen Ban. The first arrow would mark all the enemies. The first arrow that he would shot would mark all the enemies. The second arrow would save all the peoples that he wants to save, and the third arrow will kill the peoples who the first arrow has marked as enemies. So it's like red, green, and white, right? So the red is your enemies. The first arrow marks all the enemies. The second arrow marks all the people who he wants to save, and the third arrow kills the people where the first one has marked as enemies. So with this 3 arrows, he could finish the war in just 1 minute. And as per the promise made to his mother, he would fight only with the weaker army. Now Krishna says one paradox. What is that? Krishna says, say if he fights at the side of Pandavas, he would throw the arrows at Kauravas, and the Kauravas army would weaken at some point of time. Now Kauravas army is considered to be the weakest, and Barbarik has to shift to Kauravas army, and from there he has to throw all the arrows at Pandavas. Now at a point of time, Pandavas army would go weaker, and he has to once again shift to Pandavas army, and he has to shift to and fro. At one particular point of time, Barbarik would have killed both Kauravas and Pandavas, and he would be the only person who would be standing in the war field, making that everyone is dead except him. Now Barbarik is very flummoxed that he doesn't know what to do, and he asks Krishna, what should I do now? And Krishna says, shall I ask a boon? No, okay. Barbarik says, okay, whatever you want, I'll give. I need your head. Now Barbarik is flummoxed. Who actually are you? He asks a question, and Krishna shows his eternal form. There are only 2 people who had, in the entire Mahabharata, only 3 people had seen the Krishna's eternal form, one of which is Barbarik, right? So Barbarik, the Krishna shows his eternal, his eternal self, the actual magnificent body of the god. So after seeing that, Barbarik asks for one request to Krishna, that even though his head has been severed from his body, he has to be alive, and he wants to witness the Mahabharata war, all the 18 days. He wants to witness the Mahabharata war. He doesn't know it 18 days or any days. He wants to witness the Mahabharata war till the end. And Krishna accepts that boon. He takes his head to the top of the mountain, and he keeps a pole in the shape of a pyramid and keeps his head at the top. And for the 18 days, Barbarik watches and witnesses the entire war. After completing at the end of 18th day, Pandavas won the war, and they were so happy that Pandavas were so powerful that they were able to defeat the Kauravas. And Krishna was noticing all those things, and at a confused state, Pandavas comes to Krishna and wants to know who was the powerful warrior in the 18 days. Now Krishna didn't answer anything. He took all the 5 Pandavas and goes to Barbarik. See, he was the one who was witnessing the war for the past 18 days. You can ask him. He will say who was the powerful warrior. And Barbarik says that Lord Krishna and Mother Kali was the most powerful warriors in the war field. Now Pandavas were they were shell shocked to know these things. And Barbarik, he starts to explain. The chakra, that is I don't know how to say it in English, the chakra that Lord Krishna would carry, right? So the chakra was killing all the people who were the sinners, and Mother Kali was taking their souls as a sacrifice given to her. So only because of them the war was won, and the truth or the dharma was once again came to its highest place. So Lord Krishna and Mother Kali was the most powerful warriors, and they were the only 2 people who was responsible for Pandavas to win. Now Pandavas understood that they were just mere tools of gods who wanted to keep dharma at the right place, who wants to abolish adharma and want to keep keep dharma at the right place. Dharma is righteousness, adharma is the opposite of righteousness. Okay, so people who does sin is being killed at the war. Who are the people who do all the righteous things were alive at that war. So Lord Krishna and Mother Kali was the 2 people who were responsible for this, and Pandavas were mere tool for their thought, and they were just tools at the war. The gods used them as tools to make sure that dharma or the righteousness is always at the top. So this is the story of Barbarik, and if Barbarik would have been alive, he would have exactly helped. He wouldn't have helped. He would have ultimately killed both the warriors. So, but anyhow, Barbarik was considered as the most powerful warrior, and Lord Krishna has given him a boon that he would come to the place of gods, or he has a seat at the heavens, because he wholeheartedly gave his life for the sake of the boon that was given by Barbarik. So Barbarik was given a place at the heaven. So this is the story of Barbarik, and he was considered as the most powerful warrior in the entire Mahabharata. So I believe that you with all those stammers and everything, I believe that I've conveyed the actual content, right? So I believe you would have understood the story. So do share our videos and channels to your friends and families, and do subscribe, do like, and comment below. So until we meet until we meet in the next video, stay tuned. This is Nithilan Dhandapani signing off. Vanakkam.